Black made a move. Pawn takes h3. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Black might go for pawn takes g2 and secure a strong hold in the game. Pawn takes h3 played by white. Pawn f4. King c4. White wants to play king d4. King f5. Rook a5 check. King e6. King e4. King d7. King takes f4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f5 was chosen by black. King d3. White is looking to play rook a5 check. King e6. King e4. King d6. King takes f4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e5 played by black. King e2. King d6. King f3. King c7. King takes f4. King b7. King g5. Rook g8 check. King takes h4. King a8. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black played rook e7. Pause the video to analyze white's next move. Black's idea is to play rook takes b7 and gain a significant edge. Rook takes e7 was chosen by white. King takes e7. King d5. Pawn g5. Pawn takes g5. Pawn h4. Black intends to play pawn h3. Pawn e6. Pawn h2. King e5. Pawn promotes to queen at h1 and establish a winning position. King e4 move preferred by white. Pawn h3. Black is setting up to play pawn h2. King f5. Pawn promotes to queen at h1. Pawn e6. Queen f3 check and secure a strong hold in the game. King f3 was chosen by white. White considers playing king g3. King e6. Pawn g6. King takes e5. Pawn g7. King e4. King takes h3 and establish a winning position. King e6 was chosen by black. Pawn g6. White is setting up to play king g3. Pawn h2. King takes h2. King takes e5. Pawn g7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King takes e5 was chosen by black. Pawn g7. King d4. King g3. Pawn h2. Black is preparing to play. Pawn promotes to queen at h1. Pawn promotes to rook at g8. Queen g1 check. King f4. Queen takes g8 and dominate the board. King takes h2 was chosen by white. King d5. White has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black played rook e8. Pause the video and try to find white's next move. Black is planning to play rook takes e2 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook takes e8 played by white. King takes e8. King e6. King f8. Pawn f4. White is looking to play pawn takes g5. Pawn takes g5. King takes f5 and dominate the board. Pawn g4 played by black. King takes f5. King e7. King takes g4. King e6. King f3. Pawn h5. King e4. Pawn d5 check. King d4. White is looking to play pawn h3. King f5. Pawn h4. King g4. King takes d5 and gain a significant edge. King f5 move preferred by black. King takes d5. On h4 white is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White played. Rook b4. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. White is aiming to play rook takes d4 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook takes b4 move preferred by black. On takes b4. King e5. King f2. King d4. King f3. King c4. Black wants to play king takes b4 and take decisive advantage. On h4 move preferred by white. On g4 check. King f4. On d4. King e4. On d3. King e5. On d2. King d6. On promotes to queen at d1 check. King c7. White's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King f3. Pause the video and try to find black's next move. Rook f6 check. King g4. Rook takes g6 check. King f5. White wants to play king takes g6 and dominate the board. Rook h6 move preferred by black. King g4. Rook takes h2. King f3. Rook h3 check. King f2. Rook h2 check. King g3. Rook h7. Black intends to play king d2. Rook a1. On promotes to queen at e1 check. Rook takes e1. King takes e1. King f4. King f2 and establish a winning position. Rook a1 played by white. Rook a7. Black is planning to play rook takes a1 and dominate the board. Rook b1 was chosen by white. King c2. Black is preparing to play king takes b1 and dominate the board. Rook e1 played by white. King d2. Rook takes e2 check. King takes e2. King f4. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Rook e5. Pause the video to spot black's next move. Rook h1 check. King b2. King d2. Rook g5. On d3. Rook e5. Rook takes h4. Rook e7. Rook b4 check. King a3. Rook b5. King a4. Rook b1. Rook c7. King d1. Rook d7. On d2. Rook c7. King e2. Rook e7 check. King f3. Rook f7 check. King e4. Rook e7 check. King f5. Rook d7. On promotes to queen at d1 check. Rook takes d1. Rook takes d1. King b5. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black played. Rook f4. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Black is aiming to play rook takes f2 and establish a winning position. Rook takes f4 played by white. On takes f4. King d6. King f6. On c4. White intends to play on c5. On e5. On c6. On e4. On c7 and dominate the board. On e5 played by black. Black intends to play on e4. On c5. On e3. On c6. On e2. On c7. On promotes to queen at e1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King d5 played by white. King f5. Black intends to play on e4. On c5. On e3. On c6. On e2. On c7. On promotes to queen at e1 and secure a stronghold in the game. On c5 played by white. King f6. On c6. White is preparing to play. On c7. On f3. On takes f3 and secure a stronghold in the game. King e7 move preferred by black. King takes e5. On h5. On h4. White is preparing to play. King takes f4 and gain a significant edge. On f5 played by black. King takes f5. King d6. King takes f4. King takes c6. On g4. King d5. On g5. White is aiming to play. On g6. King e6. King g5. King e7. King h6 and seize the initiative. King e6 move preferred by black. King e4. White might go for. King d3. King e7. King c3. King d6. King takes b3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King d6 played by black. King f5. King d7. On g6. White considers playing. On g7. King c6. On promotes to queen at g8 and increase their advantage significantly. King e7 played by black. King g5. King d6. On g7. King c5. On promotes to queen at g8. White is aiming to play. Queen takes b3 and increase their advantage significantly. King d4. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King a4. Pause the video to find out black's response. King c4. Black might go for. King takes d3 and dominate the board. Rook a3 move preferred by white. Rook b2. Rook a1. Rook b4 check. King a3. Rook takes b5. Rook c1 check. King d4. Rook d1 check. King c5. King a4. Rook b4 check. King a3. Rook b7. Rook c1 check. King d4. Rook c6. King d3. King a4. On d4. King a5. King d2. King a6. Rook d7. King d5. On d3. Rook c4. King e3. King c6. Rook d8. Black intends to play. Rook c8 check. King d5. Rook takes c4 and gain a significant edge. King c7 move preferred by white. Rook d4. Black intends to play. Rook takes c4 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook c1 move preferred by white. On d2. Black is setting up to play. On promotes to queen at dx c1 check. King b7. Rook b4 check. King a6. Queen a3 mate and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook d1 was chosen by white. Rook c4 check. King d6. Rook c1. Black considers playing. Rook takes d1 and take decisive advantage. Rook takes d2 move preferred by white. King takes d2. King e6. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Rook a3. Pause the video and try to find white's next move. Rook takes h7. Rook takes a5. Rook h8. Rook a7. On h7. White considers playing. Rook e8 check. Rook e7. On promotes to queen at h8 and gain a significant edge. Rook e7 move preferred by black. On e3. White is setting up to play. On g4. On d4. On takes d4. On f4. On d5 check and gain a significant edge. King e5 played by black. King h3. White considers playing. King h4. Rook takes h7 check. Rook takes h7. On d4. On takes d4 check, and take decisive advantage. On g5 move preferred by black. On g4. White considers playing, pawn takes f5, and put immense pressure on the opponent. On f4 move preferred by black. On takes f4 check. On takes f4. On g5. On e3. On g6. White is looking to play. Rook f8. Rook e6. On promotes to queen at h8 check, and establish a winning position. On e2 move preferred by black. Rook f8. On promotes to queen at e1. On promotes to queen at h8 check. King d6. Queen f6 check. Queen e6 check. King h4. Queen takes f6 check. Rook takes f6 check. King c5. Rook takes f4. On d4. Rook f7. White considers playing, rook takes e7, and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook e1 move preferred by black. On g7. White is preparing to play. Rook f4. Rook h1 check. King g5. Rook g1 check. Rook g4. Rook a1. On promotes to queen at g8, and gain a significant edge. Rook g1 played by black. Rook f5 check. King c6. Rook g5. Rook h1 check. King g4. Rook g1 check. King f5. Rook takes g5 check. King takes g5. King d5. On promotes to queen at g8. King b4. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Rook d7. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. On d5. On h4. On d6. White is preparing to play. Rook b4. On h3. Rook h4. Rook d8. Rook takes h6, and increase their advantage significantly. On h3 was chosen by black. Rook b3. Rook d8. Rook takes b7 check. King g6. Rook g7 check. King h5. Rook g1. White is preparing to play. On f7. On h2. Rook h1. King g6. King e6. Rook takes d6 check. King takes d6, and put immense pressure on the opponent. On h2 move preferred by black. Black's idea is to play, pawn promotes to queen at hx g1, and increase their advantage significantly. Rook h1 move preferred by white. King g6. Rook takes h2. Rook e8 check. King d5. Rook e3. On d7. Rook d3 check. King e6. Rook e3 check. King d6. Rook d3 check. King e7. Rook e3 check. King f8. White might go for Rook g2 check. King f5. On promotes to queen at d8, and seize the initiative. Rook d3 played by black. King e8. Rook e3 check. King d8. Rook d3. On f7. White might go for, pawn promotes to queen at f8, and secure a stronghold in the game. King takes f7 move preferred by black. Rook takes h6. Rook c3. Rook h7 check. King g6. Rook e7. Rook h3. Rook e1. White considers playing. King e7. Rook h8. Rook e5. Rook h7 check. King d6, and increase their advantage significantly. King f7 move preferred by black. Rook f1 check. King e6. Rook d1. White is preparing to play. King c7. Rook h8. Pawn promotes to queen at d8. Rook takes d8. Rook takes d8 and take decisive advantage. Rook c3 played by black. King e8. Rook h3. Rook d6 check. King takes d6. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 check. King e5. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game.